Oh, hi, friends. Welcome to Life of Brian. My name's Brian, and this is my life. Tonight, I want to do a video that I've debated on doing. And by that, I mean, I don't want this to come across as a bragging post by any means. Um, I really wanted it to be a August appreciation post, because that's what it is. I was able to do some things in the month of August that I've wanted to do for a long time. Didn't know that I would ever get the chance to. They just all happened to fall within that month. This is my birthday month too, which was really unintentional. But finally, I was just kind of like, heck with it. Let's just do it. So here we are. I'm gonna start out. Well, I guess we'll go chronologically. August 8th, I was able to go up to Colorado with my mom and stepdad, and we saw, oh, sorry, I'm going to adjust this. We went to Red Rocks Amphitheater, and we saw take two. We saw Joe Bonamassa, who, for those of you that don't know, he is best way I can describe him, I guess, is like a modern day, present day Stevie Ray Vaughan. He's a blues guitarist, singer-songwriter, which I really didn't know much about him leading up to it. I knew that my parents had seen him a few times. They have some of his DVDs. My stepdad's really big into him. I didn't really know much about him at all, but they had never been to Red Rocks either. I hadn't seen him or been to Red Rocks, so it was a new venture for all of us. And it was awesome. It was fast. We flew up Friday morning. The show was Friday night. Came back Saturday afternoon. So it was a really quick turnaround, but I'm really glad I got to do it. If you're not familiar with his work, I'd give him a listen. Some of the songs that he did, I've looked up since the show, and he has a bunch of live albums. He has some studio albums, but he has a bunch of live albums, and the versions of the songs that I heard at the show that I've looked up, the live versions are better than his studio albums. I don't know why. They just are. And I got the coolest piece of merch that I've ever seen at any show in my life, and it's this right here. I saw this in line because we were going to get the obligatory shirt, and we were in line waiting for our turn, and I could see this thing. I saw it in a box from a ways off, and I didn't know what it was until we got closer, and then it said on the box what it is, and I was like, oh man, I have to have that. Well, I know I showed that pretty quick. If you look in this bottom corner right here, you see that little divot? This bad boy is an ashtray. So I had to have that. When I first saw it, when I saw the picture on the box, I was like, ooh, that'll be my change/key thingamabob. And I still might use it as that, but when I saw that it was an ashtray, I was like, oh man, not that I need an ashtray, I don't smoke, but that's just really freaking cool to me that that was a merch item, so I came home with it. Fast forward 1 week, August 15th, the following Friday, I went up with a buddy of mine, Jake, who I've mentioned a couple times on here. He's the one that I went to a couple Kiss shows with. Well, he and I and his wife, we drove up to Choctaw Casino in Oklahoma. We're in Texas, for those of you that don't know. I'm in the DFW area of Texas. We drove up to Choctaw Casino because I had bought 2 tickets to Ace Frehley and a meet and greet, which is this right here. Oop, wrong way, dude. That's my lanyard that I got. So, did a meet and greet. Got the solo album signed. That's actually the one that has Paul's purple print on the back. And then my one and only foreign pressing of Dynasty, my favorite album, got that signed. Along with the smoking guitar poster, which you can't see because of the glare. I need to get a better frame for that. But that's what that is. That's not working. There we go. The funny thing about that show was I'd paid for the meet and greet probably a month or so beforehand, and I was sweating what I was going to get autographed. And those three things that I got autographed, I couldn't choose between. So I took them all with me, thankfully, because we get up there and we checked in at the merch tent and, or merch table. I always say merch tent. I don't know why. Is that a thing? Merch tent? Anyway, we checked in at the merch table, and the girl that was running it, I said, well, I brought 3 personal items and I don't know which one I'm going to get signed. And she goes, well, you get 5 things. Because they give you a bag of things. Like there was a set list and some 8x10s and whatever. So you could get 5 things, whether it was 5 things you brought or a combination of your things and what they supply to you. So, man, at that point, I was on cloud 9 because, oh yeah, I got all 3 things that I wanted but couldn't choose between. I got them all signed. And, I might do a video on that, on the whole experience with the meet and greet with Ace, because there's differing views, differing opinions. You might know of people or seen videos of people that have paid the money for a meet and greet with Ace and aren't happy or weren't happy coming out of it. I have my own views on that. I have said and will always say that Ace has always been my favorite member of Kiss. He's the reason why I love Les Paul guitars. His solo album, to me, is my favorite, musically and because of the art. I just love his blue hair. Anyway, so that experience for me was probably a once in a lifetime, because I don't know that I will do that again, and not for any negative reason other than I've done it now. I have the thing signed I wanted to sign. I got a picture with him, a few pictures with him, and had my own little interaction with him, and I'm good. 100% positive. I have nothing negative to say. I didn't go in with any, weird aspirations of having this conversation one-on-one with Ace Frehley. I just went in completely good with whatever came out of it, and I'm super happy with it. Like I said, I have nothing negative to say. It was a positive experience for me, and it's a memories that I'll cherish for the rest of my life. And so I know there's other people that have differing opinions on it, and to each their own. Everybody's entitled to their opinion. Maybe I got lucky. I don't know. But I loved my experience with Ace. I loved his show. He probably played, I think, a 12-song set list, and 2 of them were his solo stuff. The rest were Kiss hits, and I'm completely okay with it. I didn't really expect a full set of Ace solo stuff, which would have been fine. I mean, it is what it is. You pay the ticket, and you don't know, you're at the mercy of what they play. But that was my first time at Choctaw. Their whatever they call their little arena area where they have the shows. I think there's a name for it, but it's cool. We had good seats. it was just a great night. So that was the 15th. Fast forward to the following weekend. Sorry, I got a tripod thingy that I'm holding in my hand instead of just holding the camera with my bare hand, or the phone, I mean. So if this is wobbly, I apologize. I'm trying to hold it steady. So fast forward another week, Sunday, August 24th, I went solo to a concert, which I don't know that I've done before. I think this is my first time. My best friend and his wife probably would have went with me to this show, but they were flying out of town that day to go to their own show. So I went to Irving to Toyota Music Factory, which is probably 30 minutes away from me, and I saw a band, which I don't know how many of you are familiar with this band. Ice Nine Kills. Now, the best way I can describe them, I'm trying to put that down to where it doesn't fall, and it did. So they're a metal band. If you have Sirius XM, you'll hear them on Octane, those kind of channels. They're a metal band that they've been around for a while, but just here in the last, probably 5 or 6 years, they've gone into their albums, like the one I just held up. The songs are based on horror movies. So let's see if I can do this for you. So you got The American Nightmare, which is Nightmare on Elm Street. Thank God It's Friday the 13th. Stabbing in the Dark is Halloween. Trying to get, oh my gosh, come on. Coordination sucks. Savages, I don't know. Jig is Up. Saw. Grave Mistake is The Crow. You get the idea. They have 2 albums of that. 2 albums of horror related songs, and if you look them up on YouTube, they do some very well produced videos to some of these songs. Like their most recent one is called A Work of Art for Terrifier, because Art the Clown, and that's what they closed their show with. If you're into horror movies and you don't mind metal music, then this group is going to be right up your alley. I stumbled upon them. I think my buddy my best friend that traveled the day that I went to this show, that would have went to this show with me, I think he may have turned them on to me, because I think he showed me the video Work of Art, and I was hooked. They have 2 separate albums, like I said, of that. I have both of them. I saw them live, and they are really cool. They're the kind that what you hear on the album is what you see live. They play it identically. The crowd gets into it. The crowd sings along. They're very they anticipate crowd participation, and it was really cool. I would definitely see them again. I did get a shirt. So Halloween is my favorite horror franchise. So Stabbing in the Dark, they had a shirt just for that. I got that shirt, and I got my daughter a Work of Art shirt. She's a huge Terrifier and Art the Clown fan. So, and she's down close to Houston, so she was super jealous that I went to this show. So I'm gonna have to try to take her to one in the future. But Ice Nine Kills may not be everybody's cup of tea, but like I said, if you're into metal, and when I say metal, I'm trying to think of a band that I can compare them to. Man, I don't know. I mean, I want to say Slipknot and Pantera, but maybe not, because they do actually sing in some of these songs. They do a little of that scream stuff, like the but it's just cool. And I don't know, maybe it's the fact that it's horror related is why I kind of gravitate to it, because I normally don't gravitate to that kind of music. I don't mind it, but I wouldn't say I'm a fan. But I dig these guys. They are awesome. Their latest song, I think I said, was work of art for Terrifier, but they have a newer one called The Great Unknown, which is based on The Matrix. Um, anyway, Ice Nine Kills is really cool, and the name Ice Nine is based off the drug, so they kind of play into that. Not that they do it, but that's where they got their name from. Um, so that was the 24th. So I guess that brings us to last weekend, which was Labor Day weekend. I don't want to say spur of the moment, but a couple months ago, just messing around. I have the Southwest Airlines app because that's how I would usually fly to see my dad when he was still in Arizona, blah, blah, blah. Well, you get those notifications of sales, whatever, that I usually just throw away or ignore. I jumped on one and was looking. My dad moved back to Cleveland, where we're all from. I looked at Cleveland flights and they weren't that great. So for whatever reason, I looked at Kansas City. I'm a huge baseball fan, and for years I've wanted to see, ultimately I would like to see all of the baseball stadiums, but I've wanted to see Kansas City for a long time, and always thought that I would drive up there because it's like an 8-hour drive from where I'm at in Texas. Well, Saturday morning flight, returning Monday morning, Labor Day, taxes and everything, nonstop, both ways, was like $100 and something, $108. So I couldn't pass it up. So I bought a ticket to the Kansas City Royals game for that Saturday night, which was, I think, the 30th. And it wasn't intentional, but they had a giveaway of, this is actually I don't want to really unfold it. It's a Hawaiian shirt. Well, whatever, I'll unfold it. It has the Kansas City logo, sponsored by Miller Lite, obviously. But yeah, it's a full-on button-down Hawaiian shirt. I think it was Margaritaville night because they were playing Jimmy Buffett songs all night long. So yeah, I got to see Kansas City Stadium. I got to check that off my bucket list. I've wanted to do that for years. Actually got to do it. It was a cool stadium. I'm glad I did it. The closest stadium to me here is the Texas Rangers in Arlington, which is, in the last 5 years, they've opened a new stadium that's got a retractable roof. So games in July and August are 72 degrees, and I love it. Kansas City is an older stadium, and it's open, and it's really cool. I mean, it's, for where they're at, it's awesome. But now that we have this stadium here, I'm spoiled because I don't know that Kansas City is a stadium that I'll go back to. They have fountains in the outfield. It's just a different vibe, and it's right next to the Kansas City Chiefs Stadium, which is really cool. So I got to do that, and that was a Saturday night game. Sunday, I actually got to spend a couple hours with a buddy of mine, Rick, that has the channel It's All For You Demon that I've referenced before. He's a big reason why I started this channel, because I've wanted to do something like this for a long time, and just watching his channel and seeing his videos and just getting to talk to him and message him off and on and bouncing things off of him. He basically said, just do it, because like with the Ace Frehley meet and greet, I was overthinking it, and so I did it, and here we are. I think this is my 7th video. But anyway, I owe a lot of thanks, and owe basically the inception of this channel to Rick with It's All For You Demon, and I appreciate his friendship, and I appreciate his kindness in hospitality that Sunday, the 31st, when he showed me around downtown Kansas City, um, some hot spots, some historical things, some Kiss related things, and went to a couple record stores. And I don't remember which store we were at. It may have been Josie Records in KC, I think. They had two used copies of Rock and Roll Over, and one of them was regular priced and one of them was $130, and all it said was it had the sticker and inserts, and that vinyl was VG. Very good. We both laughed about that, kind of had a WTF moment. But anyway, thank you, Rick, for that. That was awesome. Got to hang out with him for a little bit. That was really cool. I love putting faces to names, and hopefully I get to do that with some of you, whoever's watching this, get to do that with you in the future, because that's what this is all about. I mean, it's cool to message, it's cool to write and comment on different posts and things, but when you can interact, face to face and in person with other fans, other collectors, not just Kiss, but of anything, it really adds to it and really makes this thing come full circle in what it's all about. Yeah, and I think that's it. And that's a lot, and I feel like I'm missing something. I guess so. The Wednesday before the Kansas City trip, August 27th, was my birthday, and I did go to a Texas Rangers game that night with my longtime friend, Dirk, who he's the one that we talked about going to more baseball stadiums with. I actually went with him to Seattle back in 2011, and we got to see that stadium up in Seattle. Anyway, he and I went to the Rangers game on my birthday, which kind of was an added bonus. That was actually free. The tickets were free. I subscribed to the local TV channel or the streaming service to get the Texas Rangers games this season. And with doing that, I got 2 ticket vouchers and used them on my birthday, and my friend Dirk went with me. So anyway, that was another bonus to the month. And yeah, it was really cool, really jam-packed month, but it was awesome. Again, it was just luck of the draw the way this stuff fell with planning and all of that. It didn't hurt that it was August because it's my birthday month, so really, made it that much cooler for me to cram everything into one month. But I am just, this whole crux of this video is just feel so lucky and so blessed to have been able to do the things that I did in the month of August. See the things that I saw. If you've never been to Red Rocks Amphitheater in Colorado, I couldn't recommend it enough. Even if your favorite band doesn't play there, find something. Like, I never would have picked, if I had to pick a concert, I probably wouldn't have picked Joe Bonamassa to see, but I'm glad I did. He's awesome live. And there's something about seeing a show live at that venue that it's incomprehensible. And I would look at their list of events for next year, because they've already got some planned, and they add some, throughout the spring and early summer. So again, if you can make it work, I would highly recommend going. And even seeing your favorite artist, doing a meet and greet. That meet and greet that I did with Ace, that was my first one, and I'm glad I did it. It was it was well worth it, and not just for the autographs, but for the experience. And again, I might do a separate video at some time in the future on my experience with the meet and greet with Ace Frehley, because that was everything the 5-year-old boy in me hoped it would be. And it was, I don't know that I'll ever forget it. Well, I won't, because I have the autograph to prove it. But yeah, it was just an awesome month, and I'm just filled to the brim with gratitude for just being able to experience that stuff. Meeting a friend in person, traveling, not necessarily traveling to see him, but it was just an added bonus to that trip at Kansas City, getting to meet Rick. It was really, really awesome, and I hope to hang out with that dude again. He's the salt of the earth, and if you have not checked out It's All For You Demon, you need to do it. I suck at this whole YouTube thing, so I would love to say that I'll link his his channel down below. I'll do my best, but It's All For You Demon, and it's pictures of some of his dogs as the profile pic. So if you see that, that's him. He's an awesome dude. I think I'm a passionate collector. He's got me beat in spades. He is a super passionate guy. So being able to hang with him even for a couple hours was a just huge honor, huge blessing. And yeah, this, again, like I said at the beginning, this is no way meant to be a brag. Oh, look what I did, and listen to where I went post. This is strictly from a appreciation, knowing full well that I may not do those things again. If I do, great, but if not, I've done them, and they just happen to all be in 1 month, and I love it. I love it. I love the fact that I have these things like the ashtray and those albums and the poster hanging on the wall, and I have these records of the band that I went to see, and I know my daughter's gonna love that Hawaiian shirt that I'm giving her, because she's a Hawaiian shirt queen. She's got tons. It's one of her favorite purchases from Goodwill, is finding those, the louder and weirder the better. That's my daughter, and I love her for it. So the month of August 2025 to this point is one of the top 5 best months of my life, and I'm still kind of riding on that cloud, and I hope I continue to, but I know eventually it'll fade. But I have these things as reminders, and really it sparks me to want to do some more stuff, do some more things, go some more places, do things that I've wanted to do, because there's really something to be said about doing something coming to fruition that you've always wanted to do or wanted to do for a long time. When it happens, it's so surreal. And I hope you guys get to figure that out and find that out for yourself in your life. I thank you for watching this. I thank you for being a part of this, for being a part of my life, being a part of this channel. All the comments that I see, it's just does my heart joy, and I hope to make some new friends. Like I said before, I hope to meet all of you, or even some of you, in person someday. That just really fills my heart with some goodness when I get to shake a hand and hug a neck of somebody that I've known for a little while, but just now getting to meet. So hopefully we all get to do that at some point in the future. Hope you're having a great, this is Sunday night as I'm recording this. Hoping you're having a great, restful end to your weekend and getting prepared for the week. I hope to see you guys again soon. Take care, have fun, and I'll see you down the road.